You've probably been asked some variation of, what do you want to be when you grow up? It's the kind of thing that adults ask kids when they're not really sure what else to talk about. You might have also heard its cousin, what are you going to do with that liberal arts degree? These seem like good questions based around this kind of imagined career path we have. We imagine that we take courses in high school that we like, and that leads us to college courses that we like. And we like these courses so much that we're going to get a major in it, and then we're going to go look for jobs when we graduate, and then we're going to find organizations that want to hire people who do that job, and that whatever we do in our life is based on that. With this kind of imagined career path, the impact that you make on the world is entirely dependent on the place that you work. And you will make an impact, but if you don't choose it, someone else will choose it for you. There's other problems with this imagined career path. For one thing, majors aren't as important as we think that they are. Your major might be related to your first job, but it's your liberal arts degree that will get you your career. You'll also be stuck in time. Majors and jobs can be related, but if that's all you're exploring, you're not preparing for the jobs that have yet to be created. You're also continuing to grow and develop. You're going to find new things that you love throughout your life. You should embrace them and explore the opportunities that they can provide. Real career exploration isn't about an imagined path, but rather it's like hiking in the woods where there's different trails that you can take to different locations, and you can change your mind and double back, and that's okay and good. It's an exploration where you get to choose your own adventure. Instead of asking yourself, what do you want to do? Ask yourself, what do you want to have done? We're going to start this exploration by thinking about the end. What impact do you want to make? What are the challenges that you see in the world, and how can you approach them? Let's take a look. Let's think about the kind of challenges you want to approach. One of the platforms St. Lawrence uses is SparkPath. It allows you to think systematically about the problems you'd like to address. Go to app.mysparkpath.com and click the Sign Up button in the top right corner. Once you put your name and information in, it's going to ask you for a code. That code is SLEW Careers, all lowercase. The password is whatever you want your password to be. This will take you to a start page, then an intro page, and then some instructions. You'll sort through cards, each of which has challenges that you may want to address. Now, there are going to be some that interest you and some that you're very interested in, and there's going to be some that you're not interested in. Don't feel like you're obligated to choose interested for all of them, because there are going to be things that you think are important, but might not necessarily be the challenge you'd like to spend your professional life addressing. Once you've gone through the cards, it's going to ask you to choose your top 3. These aren't in any particular order, but pick the 3 that are most meaningful to you. After that, it's going to give you an invitation to download your challenge packet. It's also a good idea to email this to yourself, because it's a lot harder to lose an email than lose a PDF. You can always find what you chose by clicking the dashboard in the top left corner. So here, for example, I have Promote Healthy Living, Increase Sustainable Energy, and Run Your Own Business. As your interests change, feel free to resort the cards, but we'll start with these 3 for the next examples. Let's say you wanted to promote healthy living. We're going to start by looking at organizations that are working on this challenge. There's different ways that people can approach health organizations, but here are a couple examples from medical manufacturers, sports and athletics, medical charities, or hospitals and health clinics. If we're looking at hospitals and health clinics, we can see a couple of them, like Mass General, Sloan Kettering Memorial, and the UVM Medical Center. Let's start with one organization, Mass General, and see what kinds of jobs they have available. So I'm going to go to Mass General's LinkedIn page and pull up their list of jobs. Now, some of these, like clinical researcher, are things that we typically associate with medical professions. We might also see something like patient care coordinator. These are people who make sure that patients receive the care they need in a schedule that fits with both the patient's personal life as well as the overall needs of the hospital. But there's other positions, for example, data analyst, that take a look at the data provided from their patients to make sure that they're getting the right kinds of care that they need. There's also people who help distribute funds. So, for example, grant administrators who make sure that the research organizations can function while also making sure that they have enough money to do the research they want. There's program managers who sit on the back end and make sure that the program runs smoothly. There's also people responsible for raising the funds for the hospital to function. For example, this director of individual giving isn't an entry-level position, but suggests the places of growth within hospitals that go beyond doctors and nurses. Whatever kinds of career goals you have, places like Mass General will allow you to do that while promoting healthy living, making it so that you can have the impact that you want at the organization that aligns with your goals. LinkedIn is one of the best places to explore organizations, but you may also want to check out CareerShift. It's a website that aggregates online information about organizations, and you can search keywords to see what organizations are working on the challenges you want to solve. Let's take a look at another challenge, increasing sustainable energy. This time, however, instead of looking at the organizations, let's look at the positions. So the cards themselves have a hint of some careers that you might want to look at. This is in the downloadable packet. It's also available if you hit the I button in the top left corner of each of the cards. Another tool that is probably a little bit more robust is Firsthand. Firsthand is a career exploration service that St. Lawrence subscribes to, and you can create an account on Handshake. Once you're in there, if you click the Careers tab over at the left, you can start doing some exploring. I like to search for something, say, solar, that will align with the interests that I have and see what comes up. If I scroll down a bit, I can see some solar careers. And let's take a look. So here we have the position for solar engineers, and I can learn more about what the job is like, the kinds of pay that one can expect with it, any extra training that's required, things along that nature. There's other kinds of jobs as well. So here's a solar sales rep. This is somebody who uses communication and marketing skills, but is marketing solar power directly to consumers, either trying to get them to switch their existing power to solar or to put solar panels on their houses or their properties. There's also a Related Careers tab. So if I click Related Careers, I can see positions similar to solar sales rep. For example, there's energy consultants. These are people who work with organizations, governments, companies, etc., to help them try to figure out how it is they can best use their energy. There's also positions outside of the energy sector, but are related to sustainability. For example, environmental lobbyists who work with local, regional, and national governments to try to increase sustainability from a governmental perspective. Firsthand also has day-in-the-life articles and videos where you can learn more about what it's like on a day-to-day basis to have one of these positions. For example, here we see an assistant wind developer. This is somebody who works to finance or produce wind farms. Careers that will allow you to increase sustainable energy include things like environmental engineers, but it also includes sales, consulting, financing, developing, things that we traditionally associate with other kinds of fields. This is part of a real career exploration. Now, if you want to explore positions, Firsthand is a fantastic resource. You can sign up in Handshake and really dive in, allow yourself to get lost there. You can also use Handshake, browsing job descriptions that align with your interests. Bookmark those that appeal to you. It'll mean you'll see more in the future. As you explore organizations and positions, you should also find people who can help you along the way. There are two premier online networking platforms. The first is LinkedIn, and the second is Laurentian Connection. Let's say I wanted to connect with people who work at Mass General and went to St. Lawrence. While I could go to the People page on Mass General, I'm usually better off going to the SLU Alumni tab, where I'll search for the company there. That way, if they have Massachusetts General anywhere in their profile, I can find them. For example, here's Charlotte Lukey, who's a communications manager at Mass General Brigham and Women's. I can connect with Charlotte, send her a message, and ask her more about what it's like to work at Mass General and how she navigated her career from St. Lawrence to Boston. I can also use the Alumni tab to find people who are interested in sustainable energy. There are 83 alumni who have sustainable energy somewhere in their profile, which is what brought me to Diane Wood, the board president of the Audubon Society. Laurentian Connection is a bespoke networking platform that's smaller than LinkedIn, but the contacts that you'll make tend to be stronger. Once you've created your profile, you can search for people with keywords. For example, I searched for people with solar in their profile and found Greg Reese, who's in business development at a solar company. By messaging Greg, I can learn more about his experiences in the field. There's also groups. For example, here's a healthcare, public health, and research group. I can explore promoting healthy living by networking with these Laurentians in the group. You can also explore your challenges by connecting with people. Let's say, for example, you wanted to run your own business. Well, there are 2 in-person networking programs that are great for students who are trying to explore. The first is the Link Mentorship Program, which connects sophomores and juniors with St. Lawrence alumni and parents in one-on-one mentorship relationships that last 1 year. Through monthly conversations, students can learn more about the fields that interest them and ways they can make an impact. The second is SLU Connect, where we lead students in various cities around the country. Recently, we've been to Burlington, Vermont, Albany, Bozeman, Montana, and this year we're going to San Francisco, Washington, D.C., and Boston. It's a great opportunity to meet fellow students and alumni who are able to help you make the impact and explore what it would take to run your own business. Whether you're connecting with people online or in person, we are here to help you make your impact. We started our career exploration by asking ourselves, what do you want to have done? What are the challenges that you see in the world, and how can you leave an impact? We used SparkPath to look at different ways that you can make a difference. And then we started exploring, first by looking at organizations and then positions that address our challenges. We also looked at connecting with people, parents and alumni, who can help you explore the challenges you want to address. Ideally, connecting with people will lead us to more organizations and positions that we might want to explore. It's here at the meeting point of organizations, people, and positions that is going to allow you to make your impact. You can do anything with your liberal arts degree. Choose your own adventure.